Mm, Good early morning. It's still a bit blue outside. Um, this video is by request, and it's for Digna or Fanta. Um, she wanted to see my entire collection, and I'm going to show you that by Janice. So first up, the Oncidium Alliance. There might be a few in there that aren't really Oncidiums, but it has bulbs, so it is also a very cruel question because it means I have to organize, and that's something you don't ask of someone that has ADD. But oh, sorry. Here we go. For this we need a pointy stick. Here we have the Psychopsis, and the bud's still with me. There's the Brassia, and it is the Eternal Wind. I'm pretty sure we can call it that. Down here is a bit of a pet project. Let me see. Oh, this is a back bulb of the Sheila Tolkien, and I'm not going to fuss around with in or out of focus, but it's producing a new growth, and it's really romping away. It has even produced some new roots. That one is from the sweet sugar, but it's not doing anything yet, but we keep going on. Next up, these two are a recent purchase. These are the Miltonia Sunsets. It fell apart in two pieces, and yeah, they're still adjusting. They're hydrating, so the root system is okay, but no new roots or new growth. Well, would be a miracle after such a short period. Next one. This is a Sturbic Red, but I forgot what it was. Was it a Belara or a, well, Huppeldepup? It's also a recent purchase, still adjusting. Same as with this one. This is the Alicera Tahitian Dancer, and it has a new growth that's coming on nicely. It's also hydrating. Oh. Next one is a big one. This is the Miltoniopsis Red Tide with a beautiful red flowers, soapy rose. New growth is coming on nicely. So yeah, biggin. Where to place it? Hopla. And this is the big Oncidium with the licorice flowers, and after a while it starts to smell like yellow custard pudding, like that instant stuff. Ugh, gross. This one, ooh, pointy stick. This one is also fragrant, but only for a few hours a day. And as I said, it's like Lily of the Valley. Really subtle smell. Okay, I'm gonna take these 3 in one go. These are the Oncidium Twinkles Mini, the white variety, and they were saved from the brink of death when I got them from the nursery that had a failure in their heating system. There was a pile of orchids outside. It was really bad, and I got this with 7 others, so I had 10. The other 7 died, and these 3 pulled through, made all kinds of new growth, and now flowers. And these should smell like vanilla cookies, and that's too bad because I don't like vanilla cookies. Yeah. Next one up. It's mounted. This is the, I thought this was the eternal wind, but it's not, because it's not green enough. At least the flowers aren't green enough. Oh no, this is a Sheila Tolkien. Gotta stop messing around with tags. This was the supposedly eternal wind. Nice new growth. Pointy stick. Tap tap. But no new roots of yet. Yeah, maybe 1 or 2. This is a Belara. It has chocolate colored flowers, and they smell a little bit like really dark chocolate. It has a new growth, and it is growing, but really slowly. Here we have, this is the Oncidium Sweet Sugar, or Dancing Lady, as she's sometimes called. Well, it has new growth, and that's plumping up to a pseudobulb, so I think this will be flowering before February. It's a prediction. This one is a little bit strange one. This is the Promenia Limelight crossed with a Promenia Thentia, so it's a primary cross. It's making new roots on a new growth, but it's slow. And this was at some time used to cross with Psychopetalum, so it's a difficult one. Okay, this is the Oncidium Alliance I have, and I'm going to pause you and put everything back in its place and prepare the next batch. Okay, next genus, Genesis. Okay, my potted dendrobiums, and there's not a lot of them because most of them hang on mounts. This pointy stick is Dendrobium phalaenopsis sunny cocktail, and it has greenish pinkish flowers, and there is a house in New Orleans, oh no, right there is something growing, but it's not growing fast enough, but that should be a flower spike. Next up, this is Nora Tokunaga crossed with Aberrans, and when I got it, it had pretty little flowers with markings on the back. Oh, toen alweer focus je nog even. And since it's been in the kitchen among the untouchables, it has grown 5 new canes, which are growing nice and slow and starting to plump up. So, few months, pretty flowers. This is a sad story. This is a Nobile hybrid bought from the supermarket. It's yellow. It looks a little bit like a firebird, but it's been constantly under attack by spider mites, the web weaving kind, and I gave it 2 sprays, and I hope it's under control now. And this is the only one, together with one other, and that's this one. That's Nobile Firebird, and I already threw away half of this because yeah, it fell apart in multiple pieces. And this is an orange one. It has really pretty flowers. I had it blooming once, and that was the other part. And this again had white spider mite. This is also a, oh yeah, I believe this is the Nobile Star class. Beautiful white flowers. It has grown 2 new canes, and I think this is ready to form buds. We have another Dendrobium phalaenopsis. This is a Thailand black. Has really deep purple flowers. It's fragrant, as are most of them. And this biggin is my Comet King, and it's not doing as jolly as it should do. It's producing, oh yeah, it has produced a lot of roots. It's on its terminal leaf, so this cane is ready, and there are some signs of nubbins. The unrootable keiki. Well, let's see what this does in the spring. Oh yeah, another little pet project. These are Loddigesii, Loddigesii keikis, and they just don't die. They root very slowly, at least these ones, but they're still with me. And as I said, it's a pet project. I like the little stuff. Not that I'm fond of seedlings in general, because it takes years to get them to flower. But anything I pull off a plant, a keiki or a plantlet, it's always nice to mess around with. Okay, these are the potted ones. I'm gonna wait for some more lights, because my living room is reasonably dark in the morning. So I'm gonna see when I can whip up. Okay, my mounted dendrobiums. This is the Frosty Dawn, and when it came it had no roots, and now it has. These canes are growing on really nicely, still not done, as you can see. Still leaves forming. Here also, there's a small one here. So, still in the making. Same as with this one. This is the Amabile O'Brien, and it's made these 2 little canes, and the third one is a lot bigger. And here we have, this is a headache, really. It is a deciduous dendrobium, and I believe it's a species, nobile, and it has pretty nice white purple flowers, and all hope is on this one because it still hasn't started rotting, and the other one is coming up next is rotting, so I'm not sure what's up with these. I think it's old age. Laodiceae experiment number 1. Let me take number 2. They're growing on fantastically. Yeah, bad English, sorry. These are 10, and as you can see, oh, this one is starting a new growth. And this one as well. There's a new growth. And there's a new growth. Now I'm going to show you the other one. It's also a Laodiceae experiment, except that these are all still attached to the cane, and now you can really see the advantage they have on the loose keikis. They're still feeding from the old cane. Okay, next up, the Findlayanum. Was a bit of a sad thing when I got it. It lost a few keikis here and up here, but the new one is plumping up. The nodes are thickening. It made new roots, so that will probably give me a few flowers in spring. This is the second part of the nobile species, and as you can see, the large new growth is basically gone. There's a second one here, really small one, but I'm afraid that's going the same direction. It's hydrating because the big bulbs or canes are still yeah, nice and plump. Next one is also really growing well. This is the Dendrobium pierardi, and it really looks like a Laodiceae, but it's giving me plenty of new roots. It's really liking the board. So again, this will probably give me some flowers in spring. And here's the Laodiceae. It's making all kinds of new stuff, new growth over here. And here's a small one, still growing. And plenty of roots, all in the same location. This is also in nobile star class, and that one is the same one, fell apart in 2 pieces, making new growth and roots because it's still nice hydrating. Yeah, it's a little too young for nubbins, so okay, keiki time. This is pointy stick. This is the keiki from the Sunny Cocktail. It's really doing okay. These are 2 keikis, 3 keikis of the, oh no, this is a Sunny Cocktail. This is the Thailand Black, sorry. This is also a Thailand Black, still attached to his old back bulb. And here is the Kingianum, and I'm really jealous of some people that have massive plants and I have this silly little thing. But it has a root, so yay, we'll wait. That's all we do. I showed this in a video a little earlier. This is the spring dream Apollon with 3 new canes and lots of buds or nubbins. This is the main plant of the Thailand Black. It didn't do well in a pot and it's going like crazy on the mount, so but still this is a new growth. It's nice and plump, but nothing yet in the terminus. Okay, these are my dendrobiums, all of them. Yes, it's alright, it's alright. Okay, on to the next genus. Alright, the Phalaenopsis we can be really quick about. These are keikis. These are actually 3. Oh, you can see 3 keikis. And this is a rescue val and it's doing great, and it's almost time to get back to its owner because it's not mine. He had another one and that one died, so I should have taken that as well, but okay. This one was my first mount, and it's dunking this leaf, or at least is in the process of, and it's making all kinds of new stuff. These beautiful, beautiful Cattleya-like leaves. And not, it has some issues, but this is not a rescue anymore. I'm expecting flowers from it in anytime soon. So yay, that's the mounted phals. Okay, now this is the val table, and it's been featured a few times. They're all store-bought, no species. Only one with a name, that's a white one, and the one behind that, and that's called a Singolo, and that's the biggest scam in orchid history, I think. And the rest is, yay, super. Everything is in spike except for pointy stick, that little one, and that's not in spike because it's producing a keiki. So yay, that's my Phalaenopsis. I believe 18 or 20. I forgot one dendrobium. This is the Capituliflorum, and this big growth here is mine, and it has reached its terminal point, so it's capable of flowering if it weren't for the fact that it had spider mite, the red one, and it also has been treated twice, so wait and see. Last of the dendrobiums. And this is the last genus. These are my Cattleyas and Cattleya hybrids. And this is a named one. This is Cattleya intermedia variation Alba, and it has a really faint smell. Nice soft leaves, and it's busy making roots, but it's taking its bloody time. This biggin is one of the supermarket Cattleyas, and they're really big, but they're rooting nicely. This is also a no ID split into two parts, and this one has yeah, apple blossom flowers. It's not an Iwanagara, just apple blossom flowers. And I'm not sure what this is. This could be a sheath because it's a unifoliate, but it could also be a second leaf because of the hybridization. That tiny one down there comes from the supermarket Cattleyas, and I thought, well, an experiment which caught on. You see, new roots. This is a Laelia Cattleya Final Blue. No new growth yet, a lot of new roots. And there's the Cattleya Brasso Laelia Cattleya Ports of Paradise. It has green flowers. So that's the cats, and they're all fragrant. I have another cat that is really fragrant, but he's outside now. I cleaned his box, but the scent is lingering. And this is the last of the supermarket Cattleyas. The only one I could put in a pot, and as you can see, it has an enormous new growth. Roots are doing fine. So, Cattleyas. And of course I forgot Phalaenopsis, the three little girls. Yeah, doing great. They're still adjusting, but it's hydrating, and roots should be showing any week now. Weeks, sorry. Okay, now the rest of what I have that has a genus of its own. And first up we have one of the untouchables, Jaquinella. Jaquinella equitantifolia to be exact. And there are a few new roots. I put it on a board because it wasn't doing that well in a pot. But as you can see, how the dying of the leaves has stopped. It regained its color, and there's a bud about to open. There's another one. Oh, yeah, screw it, stupid. How? This one will flower again at the same point, and it can do that 2 or 3 times. And this bud has flowered 2 times and will probably not do that again. Okay, Jackie. Oh. And here's the Dyneema polybulbum, and it's extremely slow. It grew 2 new growth here and here. Oh, sorry. There's one. There are some roots. But it's only been in my care for a few months, so it will start growing eventually. Alright, let me get the rest. Okay, last batch. These are three pieces of Epidendrum centropetalum. This is the big one. Yeah, pretty amazing that it still has flowers after what I did to it. Ludicia discolor with white veining. Oh, this is really pretty. My Pleurophthallis restrapioides, not responding very well. I'm keeping them wet, as I was advised. Dendrochilum cobianum, and yeah, it's the weird part I like about this one. It looks weird. And my Paphiopedilum dorama with a bud coming. Oh yeah. Okay, the very last, I got brutally interrupted. I basically talked into the air because my camera shut down. This is a bag bulb from the Cymbidium Pato Lake, and again this is a pet project and a rather successful one. So I'm going to show you the two big ones, and then, oh, I forgot a few, doesn't matter. This is Cymbidium Ali Anderson, and it's growing. Roots are doing fine, I think. It doesn't have a clear pot, so there's no way to know. But it's not dying, so I guess it's okay. This is the biggest one. This is the Pato Lake. Beautiful green flowers, if I have any ever. It's producing new roots, and this one is in a clear pot, and it's top heavy, so it needs to be supported. Yay, that's about it. Up next are my normal house plants, so that's not gonna take long. Okay, this is my Monstera or Swiss cheese plant, and believe it or not, it's only 2 years old. This is a cutting I made from one I got as a housewarming gift, but that died, and I managed to save a few pieces, and this is the best one. And like I said, it's only 2 years old, and it's beginning to be a nuisance because it's really big. It's about 4 feet wide. No, nearly 6 feet wide. This is also a Monstera, commonly known as a philodendron, and this is also a cutting I took from a very big one in the local old folks home, and I had this one for 5 years, and it started out as a cutting with 2 small leaves about 10 centimeters big, 4 inches. Those 2 there are my peperomias, also really small cuttings, and also becoming a nuisance. Again, a cutting from the big one, and this one has damage from sunburn, and not by well, sunburn, it's burned by the stuff I used against spider mite, which wasn't meant for spider mite. It is also illegal in Holland, so my agave americana, and this was also a really small cutting, took it from a very big one, at least 16 feet tall, about 4 meters, and it's getting a bit too much water at the moment, because when I spray my cattleyas, it gets watered and fed, and that's exactly what it doesn't like. And this is my epipremnum, also from the genus Philodendron. And I replaced it, or moved it a few weeks ago, and it didn't like that at all, and it's just starting to branch out again. And here we have, I'm not sure what to call this. We call it a rubber plant because it secretes white rubbery juice when it's damaged. Also doing good. And my dragon tree with an enormous new growth, and usually that's a sign that the rest of the plant is dying off, but it's still growing. Need to stake that. Oh yeah, the stake is already there, you just have to attach it. And of course I forgot a few orchids. These are my little vandas, and the roots are doing great. They're forming leaves, and I think that's because they're under artificial light. So, no flowers. Could be years. Again, cuttings of the cheese plant, and everyone should have one. It's like life's not complete without a cheese plant. The same is with children not having stick insects. How can you withhold stick insects from a child? No childhood is complete without stick insects. This is a amaryllis I rescued from someone. He had it in a barn. It's producing fungus gnats by the millions. And I'm not sure what to do with this. Is it an evergreen? Do we need to take out the leaves, give it a rest? Yeah, peperomia, cuttings, of course cuttings. And there's a small amaryllis with green flowers, and that's the resting kind. So that's going in the closet, cold closet, and for about 6 weeks, 8, and then I'm gonna take it out and put it in front of the window and let the flowers grow. Oké, dicht na. Even in het Nederlands. Dit is alles. Weet wat je gedaan hebt. Oké. Everything I own up to this point. Later.